Medicina kunai, medicina kunai, medicina.
Hi everybody, my name is Martin. I live in Norway. I'm a father of 3 grown-ups. I'm now living in a relation with a woman, also very interested in non-ordinary states of consciousness. And that's a great thing that we can share, this traveling outside this daily consciousness we are imprisoned in. I'm soon 62 years old. My professional background is I've been working in bureaucracy, a little bit with the journalism and social work. I'm retired now the last 8 years because of a combination of alcoholism and different psychiatric disorders. I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 7. Pretty dysfunctional family. I never felt really at home. I always had a feeling of being on the outside, looking in. I felt alienated. What could I do about it? Well, at least I could pretend to belong. So that became my game throughout all my life. And it took really such a lot of energy from me pretending, faking at all times. Then I met alcohol when I was 14. And that was like coming home. Suddenly I was at peace. I could be left alone with my own dreams, my own thoughts. I didn't have to be clever at anything. So alcohol kept on following me for about 40 years. It started out as my best friend. During the years it turned out to be my enemy. So I had so many admittances to psychiatric hospitals, rehabs, medical institutions because of overdrinking. So about 5 years ago, I found out that let me try to have a life without this stuff. So I quit it, and afterwards I met Grandma Ayahuasca on a travel in South America. I must say that during the last 30 years I've been going to psychotherapy rooms. It has been to a great help in many ways. At least it has helped me to understand myself theoretically. I'm living in this reality now, but I also live in other realities that ayahuasca has shown me. I've done ceremonies in South America and different places in Europe, and going to Jacob and Mireille is for me really a nice experience because I know how important it is to have a good personal set before I go in, and I know how important it is to have a safe setting surrounding the experience. And with Jacob and Mireille, I've always felt very good taken care of. Even if it can be busy at times, lots of people acting out, I always feel that I have an eye on me as well, and always pay attention to each individual participating. Mireille sings beautifully, and if I at times have difficulties getting off, her chanting will always make me go off. So they are very experienced, both of them, and I have no difficulty in recommending them if you want to try this for the first time or for the 10th time. It starts out with a very calming introduction. I drink my cup, and after a while I can feel it starts working both in my body and in my mind. Usually I will have a lot of visions and hallucinations to begin with. Depending on how I feel when I start and depending on the mix that Jacob has prepared, I will pretty soon be invited into what I call the ayahuasca room, into this other reality. Depending on how much fear I have when I'm invited, I will go in, and then suddenly I will be in this fleeting space, meeting entities, meeting quite strange and out of normal reality phenomena. This last time, obviously, Mother Ayahuasca wanted me to go through some hard body work. When I look at it in the back mirror, I really see that it had to do with a struggle to be born. I was suring and fighting for about 10 hours, really reliving how it was to press myself out into this world with all the fear, with all the compression, with all the choking and suppression and expression of energy that it had with it. But I think most of the other participants, they were finished 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I kept on fighting till 7 o'clock in the morning, and Jacob never left my side, and it was so good to be taken care of in that situation. After I've taken these ceremonies with ayahuasca, I really feel much more curious on this life and the life in other realities than I ever can remember to have been before. It's so exciting knowing that we have this possibility to really know who we are and to enter into these non-ordinary states of consciousness, into these other realities, knowing how rich we are, and that this human life we have in this limited time, it's just a joke. We have to do as good as we can while we're here, but I have learned to be patient, to be tolerant, to be understanding, to be kind. So for me, these experiences I have with ayahuasca is really giving me a totally new perspective on my life. It gives me meaning, it gives me understanding. My search for my life has been these classical questions: who am I? What am I doing here? Where am I going? These questions are partly so far answered in this ayahuasca room, as I call it. I will not say that I'm enlightened or that I know everything, not at all, because I feel that ayahuasca gives me a little more every time. That's my experience, that these ceremonies will always give me, because of the wisdom of ayahuasca and because of my internal wisdom, I will always get what I can take, never more.